Yeah, that's exactly it. Britt, if you look at this video, astonishing. You don't see violence like this, especially due to tornadoes in Florida this time of the year with this kind of strength. This is video out of Clearwater. And again, Clearwater, this time of the year, we're usually tracking tropical systems, not tornadoes. It was a wild morning yesterday morning with multiple confirmed tornadoes. And although it won't be that bad today, there is a component of some storms that we could see from Fort Lauderdale to Fort Myers. Preliminary reports estimating that some of these tornadoes came in at EF-2 damage, and you can see what it did. I believe that was is that a piece of siding? Oh, it's a gutter.
It's a gutter and a piece of siding.
Impaled through the front window of that car.
Yeah, I mean, the wind speeds here, they range between 115 and 120 miles per hour. That's equivalent to a Cat 3 hurricane, which, keep in mind, tornado damage is a lot more isolated. So the intensity can feel like that, but it's for fewer amount of folks, really isolated to neighborhoods rather than wide swath, which is what we see with hurricane damage. But, you know, this is the time of year, especially in an El Nino setup, where we see water spouts and tornadoes very prevalent across Florida. So the occurrence isn't weird. What's odd, though, is the strength. You know, when we started talking to people on the ground yesterday, right before sunrise, we definitely saw the realization that this was not your average tornado for Florida. You know, they're used to water spouts moving on through, but look at that. That is a Chevy Suburban. They got lifted out of someone's driveway and thrown like 40 feet down the road. I don't even know what driveway it came out of. You can't even tell. So, you know, EF-2s, they don't happen that often in Florida, and we had multiple yesterday. So some really tough stuff, and it takes a little bit to move through and to move past this. I do want to bring up Citrus County. That's on the Gulf Coast. They got hit by an EF-2 yesterday. They got hit really hard by Idalia. So they have residents that literally just finished up some repairs from Idalia, and now they have an EF-2 with winds at 125 miles per hour. The winds that they saw in this town, you know, it really went through Crystal River. The winds that they got from this EF-2 were stronger than what they dealt with from Idalia.
You know, it's incredible, too, because you look at the path and the length of time that this was on the ground for. Typically, when you think about a water spout that moves on shore, it lifts back into the atmosphere
it's a
within
quick
a few
touchdown
hundred
and then
feet.
You go back up.
Yeah, we're talking over 5 miles is how long this EF-1 to EF-2 tornado was on the ground for. So even that, Britta, you look at just the just what went on in terms of its length is staggering.
I'm Amy Freeze. Welcome to Fox Weather's YouTube page. We have more great videos on the way, so make sure to subscribe to stay updated on all things weather.